Hello, welcome back to Being in Nothingness. Last episode, we witnessed the two different kinds of 4-bean puzzles that existed in the game. The 3 beans and the 5 beans. So yeah, this one's a 5-bean and the other one was a 3-bean. I mean, that's not actually true. I'm pretty sure this puzzle that we did... Where is it? This one? Not this one. It's somewhere. It's this one. Is the setup still there? Oh, it's gone. Yeah, that one was more of a setup puzzle, where we kind of knew exactly what we had to do, we just kind of had to find the right setup for it. As opposed to the other one, which is I guess a resource management puzzle, where we're missing beans. So yeah, can't solve this one yet. I guess the only thing left to do is to continue. We'll come back to explosive shortage, you know, when we have the time. But right now, let's move on to the land without yellow. This one? That has yellow in it. 3 yellows. Okay, so I have enough for one of everything except blob. Okay, so I need to not have yellow. I see what the problem is. I need to not be holding on to yellow when I walk in, but that's obviously a problem. I need some yellow to blow you up. Bombs and bombs and bombs and bombs and lots of bombs. I wonder why this button exists. Hold on, does double toggling work? It does not. Double toggling doesn't work. So you can't double toggle to push this back down. Okay, that's fair. So it does seem that this place is pretty tightly no yellows. But I can use this area here if I wish to. We have a roller, which is interesting. A roller could hold stuff up. Maybe. Could roller hold stuff up? I don't think that's the case. What's our goal here anyway? Alright, let's look down here at our goal. It looks like we need 2 bombs here. Which could be yeah, we need 2 bombs here, I think. To chain an explosion. I don't know if there's anything better I can do than just 2 bombs here. I don't think so. I think that's the best we can do. Okay, 2 bombs. I can walk back and forth as I wish, so long as nothing's standing here. Ah, okay, so the other thing that also can't happen, I think, is that I can't bring a blob in. Because if I did, the blob will be standing on that tile before letting me walk in. Alright, so no blobs, no yellows. That is very restrictive. But I can push a blob in, well, I could push a blob in horizontally. So something I could do, for example, I'm gonna put everything down here first, is start with a, oh, I don't have, okay, let's do this normally. I can shove a, I can't do that either. I see, that's interesting. I was thinking of shoving a blob into this position and then blowing it up with a bomb, which causes it to be a bomb in this position. Which obviously wouldn't really help, but still. Huh. That's... okay, so I can't bring anything in. Except... well, I can bring the bean in, I guess. I don't have to bring the blob in, but I can bring the bean inside and then turn that into a blob. Okay, that's fair. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But, okay. So blobs can be in this area. Okay. I have 2 blobs, which is interesting. How do I transfer a bomb into here? Well, I mean, it's... if I did try to push a bomb into here, the best you could do is either bounce off this... ah, okay, I can see something. What if I put a bomb here and then used this as a blockage, so when you bounce back from the water, you explode in this position? That would be good, because what that can help me do is by placing a block here. Ah, that's tough. How do I do that? I can perhaps have a block trail behind me. So using that trick, I can leave a blob here, I guess. And then by doing this trick, the bomb explodes against this wall, turning you into a bomb. And I can walk in, and this blob stays Normal. Seems okay, but I feel like we definitely have more problems. Like, yeah, I guess I can do that, and I can have a bomb here, but that doesn't really help. The important thing is I need the bomb here. I need a bomb here, and that is difficult. Another thing I could try and do is use an explosion of a bomb here to blow up a blob here. Wait, but how does a blob get here? So this bomb, if bounced downwards, can blow up a bomb here, but the difficulty is getting the blob here in the first place. Is there no other way to ever get a bomb into this area besides blowing up a blob? I'm thinking of using this crossing, but nothing here lets us cross at all. The only thing that's ever been able to do that is vines and icicles, which both do not exist here. Yeah, only vines and icicles can cross. And nothing exists here that can cross at all. We have clouds, we can technically activate across water, but that's not useful if we don't have the yellow bean here then. And also, even if I had a bomb blow up here, right? I would need a second bomb to then blow this up again. I have no idea how that would work. Ah, but if I turned a cloud here, ooh, if I had a cloud in here, which I can do by shooting a cloud, shooting a blob from here, I can blow up that cloud and therefore turn that. Okay. So I have, ooh, yes, I have some resources to do that. I suppose I can use the roller as a blocker then. Okay. So, let's say hold on, I gotta find a good spot for you. I think this is a sufficient spot. So I can put a cloud here and then you'll turn into a cloud. So, you know, in theory, what can happen is that you can blow up and then you'll become two beans, which will help me with this situation. Obviously, there'll be a problem with this. But if I could bring in the red bean to help me block, that would be nice. Okay. Well, I suppose that can happen here. Aha, okay, so before this entire setup, I need to take advantage of the fact that there is a water over here. Because what they can help me do is I can set it up so that... you say? Can set it up so that a roller eventually comes and blocks the way. So right now the cloud will turn you into another cloud. But once roller comes in, the block will occur. And then I can do this. That gets me. Okay, so now I need to get you. I think this is fine. Yeah, the beans are now past the cloud, so we're all good. I think we're done. I need to get out of here. And I think we're done. Yeah, okay, there you go. 4 beans. Sure. Alright, that was a very conceptual puzzle. I think that one was also more of a find the setup thing. And I was very lucky to have found this setup. Where I can use the roller very effectively in this position. If it were here, it might have still worked, but I think it would have been a bit less effective. Because there's very little space here. I could theoretically have walked onto here, grabbed the beans, and then walked out. Yeah, I think that might have been... No, it's not possible because I can't lure you up from here. There's a wall blocking the way. So I did have to stand here, luring you up from here, exactly. No other space here would work. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that felt sufficiently intended, so... Oh, okay, back to explosive shortage it is. Did I walk past it? I think I walked past it. Okay, so, are we gonna keep doing this, or am I gonna move on to the 5 beans? There are 4 5 beans. Oh, and surprisingly, I think this is the first time we ever need a 5 bean to actually get all puzzles, to at least complete the item. We need to solve a 5 bean somewhere. Yeah, this will be solve 16. And we need another one for 17. Fancy. Okay. Sure, explosive shortage once again. So there is a bookmark here, which was this contained all the steps to perform the 9-bean procedure, where instead of having my initial setup, I instead have 9 white beans. That was a pretty long-winded process to that, which is why I bookmarked it in case I wanted to start off with 9 beans somehow. I really don't see the point of another blob though. This is a permanent thing. Yeah, so I've tried a lot of things in the past hour solving this puzzle. I've tried, you know, kind of like, I don't know, what the hot wiring. I kind of tried breaking this system, but I think this is fairly airtight. I don't think we're gonna use this area. I don't think we're breaking this area. Okay. I don't think this area is super significant. Although I do know that if only there were a space here to blow up, to form a cloud here, that would be very nice. But yeah. So one of the big questions is, in the 9-bean procedure, the blob is only used once to generate 2 more white beans. I don't know if that is optimal. I don't know if it's possible to maybe get 10 beans. Actually, if we got 10 beans, we would be done. We would be very much done. Because I need 9 beans for all the necessary explosions, and a 10th bean to block the line of sight from the cloud and from me when walking here. So 10 beans would work. So maybe this is somehow unoptimal and there is a 10 bean procedure that I can, you know, pull off. But how would I get 10 beans? See, this can only generate 1 cloud. Which means that in theory, this can give us... This can give us exactly... Hold on. What if a bomb... what if I used a bomb for 2 purposes? 1, to generate the 9 beans, and 2, to blow this up at the same time. A bomb explosion here could blow up a cloud here as well. That might be useful. Okay. So 9-bean procedure is somewhat partially delayed as a result. Okay, so we put a cloud there, we put an eventual bomb there, and we walk in. Now I want the blob to become a cloud here, so the bomb still becomes a cloud, which means we end up with 9 beans. I think the last time I tried to do this, I ended up using the blob as a bomb, which is why I lost beans in the process. But if a blob became a cloud, that would be fine. Okay. Now what? Well, if I had a blob there, that can happen. The problem now is that I can blow you up, but you'll just be respawned into another cloud by you. So I need a blockage already. I don't know where that blockage is going to be because this cloud has to have free line of sight to this blob first. Well, I suppose that is not technically true yet. Hold on. If the blob was already existent at this point. Okay. What I could do is no, bad idea. Hold on, blob, you gotta stay. So this looks kind of cool. I'm thinking, no. I'm thinking it might be possible to put a bomb here to stop this, but there's no real way to get this to work. There's a lot of walls in the way, see, so I can't really get a bouncing back and forth mechanism to help me out here. If because now I have a cloud, have a bomb there, but how? I can't just put a beam down, because then that becomes the bomb, and then now what? We have some issues still. I mean, okay, I can leave this bomb to be bouncing back and forth here first. Okay, but no, I see the issue is that fairly certain. Okay, what happens if a push happened here? Explosion. Oh, double explosion. Okay, that's weird. You walk first, then explode. And that gets me because this bomb also explodes, but you become a bomb after that. But this is fine. However, it traps you here, which is bad. I want the opposite. But if the opposite happened, then your line of sight is just blocked by this bomb. This bomb can't exist yet. And yet it must exist already. This is bad until you become a cloud. You have to become a cloud, like, pretty quickly. Because you just become a bomb during the explosion. So the question is, can I set it up? Can I set it up so that if I put 2 beans here first, then I lose both beans, right? Well, I need you to become a cloud. Clouds must already exist here, so I can't really put beans here to block in the first place. It kind of feels like it has to be just a bomb here to block, but I feel like that's bad. Okay, hold on. It's like that. Okay, but I think the bomb had to be like here? No, not really. The problem is I can't put a bomb here right now, otherwise I just get shot. Boom. This feels a lot closer. How many bombs will I get out of this? I'll get 4 beans, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would be enough for this setup. And this would already have been blown up by this bomb, yeah. So this setup, if successful, would let me through. And because this bomb would be here, blocking the way ideally, I would have no problem getting through here either. So this setup feels great. I don't know if I can set up an explosion there. Maybe if you were... No, but you have to be there, right? To get both you and also you. Yeah. I was thinking maybe your activate, like turning you into a cloud, could have set up a way for a bouncing bomb to explode, but no, you're not within that kind of range. Like, this is the only range where a bomb can bounce back and forth. Right? But you can't be in this range because you need to hit that bomb, which is in a different column. Unless there were a blockage that I could set up. But that would also use another bomb. And then we will lose bombs, so we would end up with 3. We will end up one shot again. Could that bomb be useful for anything? Not if I don't put any momentum on it. Your explosion here basically dictates that the cloud must be there. It can't be any higher. So this column is forced. There must be a way to do this. There must be. Okay, I need to go back to the original setup here. I would like to go back to the point where the bomb didn't exist yet. So at this point, I will have 3 white beans. I want to save this as another bookmark. I don't know how easy it was to get here, but it was a lot of manual labor to get all this stuff here. I think there is some merit to moving around this guy while the bomb process is occurring. Like, okay, what happens if... Hold on, I have an interesting idea. Have I ever tried having an explosion and a shot occur at the same time? I gotta get you above me, I think. Like that. Okay. So what happens is I will... I need you to stay here. That sucks. Okay, sure. But you can't stay there. I want to try an explosion and a shot at the same time. But how will I do that? Hmm. How about the bomb having been one lower? I'm not sure what will happen then. I'm assuming there's some order of operations going on, so it will turn into one of the two monsters, but definitely not both. Cloud. Okay, can I just do this? Oh, he gets hit first. Now that's an interesting move. Because another bomb could have been made here, right? Yes. Okay, there you go. We've accidentally stumbled upon the solution. So you can create a bomb there. No. There. You are a blockage. You bomb here. You... but you won't become a cloud. You just become another bomb. Ooh, okay, never mind. It's interesting though, like... Okay, let me pick this up again. Oops. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna put the beans somewhere safer. Okay, let's do that again. I gotta get you... Jesus, blob. I have to take care of it. Get you somewhere else. Yeah, sure. So what happens here is that you become a cloud and then you explode. But obviously, you just become a cloud again. So is there any point where I could have placed a blockage here during those moves? Not really. I can't put a bean in the middle to like prime it for explosion. I could technically step in the middle maybe? I don't think I could step in the middle to, you know, do all that. Okay, I think we're back to the initial issue. Once again, I can put beans in between, I think, to sort of like block the way. Not entirely, that's not true. I really like this move, kind of. I kind of like this move. But I don't like that happening. Is a bomb walking back and forth sufficient? Actually, is a single bomb walking back and forth here just sufficient to block? I think it might be. Hold on. Alright, I guess we'll restart then. Let's try that. So a single bomb here, bouncing back and forth, gives us sufficient time, because I don't think there ever will there will never be a time where we'll need 2 consecutive moves of a blockage, I think. That's very iffy to say, but hopefully that is true. I'm gonna turn you into a bomb right now. I need... Okay, I can see, I think I can see what's going on here. I will need this shot. I will need to create... I'll need to put down the blob, a beam there. So what I'm gonna do is this operation where the shot occurs right before the move. So explosion happens at the same time as this blockage. And I can stand here to block with my own body. And I won't get shot because I'm not holding anything. Then, okay, obviously when I pick up, I'll get shot. But I can wait for the next turn to pick up. So I'm gonna wait for the next turn, the next time the bomb blocks. Can I pick up now? No, but can I pick up next turn? Yes! And that's it. I can probably do the same thing here. I just need to wait for the next turn, walk along the bomb, and there we go. 4 bombs all smuggled past this cloud. Like that. Oh, that is so cool. I think we got it. Well, I don't say I think, because I know we got it. 4 bombs. All we need. There you go. Hey! Alright. That was a fun puzzle. I think that was really interesting. There were like several layers of puzzle to that, and I only just got to the second layer today. The first layer, of course, being how will I get 10 beans? Or how will I save a bean? I think in the previous episode, my biggest question was, do I actually save a bean? Or do I find a way to get 10 beans? And I guess the answer was to save a bean by using one bomb for 2 purposes. Sweet. Alright, that is all the 4 bean puzzles done. So next up is the 5 beans. Let's go clockwise again. So we'll start from indestructible. I think we'll take a sneak peek because I don't think we have much time left. Okay, I just got a notification from OBS. I don't know what that was. The video is still recording though. I mean, if you're watching this, you can evidently tell that, but video has crashed several times before, and I would hate for a video to crash now of all times when I have just solved 2 fairly major puzzles in the world. Alright, indestructible. We have a bucket, which is indestructible. Another cloud, another roller, so... okay. The usual bunch. I'll consider the initial 4 monsters to be the usual bunch. The vine and the icicle are kind of esoteric already. The blob is extremely esoteric. But the first 4 are familiar enough to me that I can just, you know, play around with them fairly, well. I should know all of their properties, even though I'm fairly certain there are some that I don't. Anyway, okay, very simple looking task is to just get a red bean here. Okay, red bean. Oh, we have 2 red beans, okay, so we can use 1 roller. Because I was thinking how I would, you know, put a red bean. Why would a roller recipe exist if I had to put red beans here? I have 2 red beans. I don't know if you can see that there are 2 red beans here. If like the color's not very clear. I think there's a color blind mode, surprisingly. Which makes sense. It changes the color, so now the purple beans are stars and the beans are still beans. Then the white beans are like circles, but I don't really like that because it doesn't look like beans anymore. Oh, and I like that the... Oh, that's cool. Like the sensor now has a shape of the required bean, which is the red one. Nice. I'm gonna turn that back off though. Unfortunately, because I don't think I've received any complaints yet. Well, at the time of recording, I haven't received any complaints. Time of recording being somewhere in November 2025. I have not yet gotten any complaints about colorblind mode being required by my viewers. Although eventually, if you know, I eventually get any comments saying that I should use colorblind mode, I will. To make it a bit easier to watch. But for now, this works for me, so I will, you know, I'll do this. Anyway, back to the puzzle. I've been talking a lot, but not a lot of puzzle talk at all. Once again, we can't cross water. Huh, so what in the world am I expected to do here? A horizontal transfer? I could horizontally get a bucket to drop a red bean here. This is not... Okay, these barriers are not affected by the sensor, so they are permanent barriers. Red bean here is interesting. Barriers? What do barriers help me... what do they prevent me from doing? Or maybe they are supposed to help. Maybe I have to have a cloud here that cannot shoot this way, but that cloud would be so useless. Anyway, yeah, I don't think a cloud can be the one shooting a red bean out of a bucket, because it would then shoot the red bean, turning it into a roller. Unless it was 2 red beans, which defeats the point of having the roller recipe. Except if it were a red herring, in which case I am bamboozled. But we'll try not to think about that first. We have a blob, which can mimic any of these. So our final goal appears to be sideways motion. Can I ever put a blob there? Is that useful? I could put a blob here, that's interesting, but nowhere else in this area. A blob here might be interesting, but I don't know how it would exert... horizontal movement can be exerted by a roller, right. So if... but this can't really be a bucket. If a roller could roll in this direction, pushing a bucket here... I have 2 blobs, okay. So maybe a blob here. But if a blob was there, how could I stand here to move the roller this way? Interesting. Also, how does a cloud help in that situation? I don't know. Oh god, I was thinking like a roller rolling here, hitting a bucket, carrying a red bean. Okay, firstly, the fact that the bucket carries a red bean at all is kind of interesting. How would that happen? I don't know. I guess I could put a red bean here using a bucket. That seems kind of awkward, but it's possible. I was thinking I can like use 2 blobs to transfer into a blob there. Like I can put a blob here, for example. Then I can put another blob here, for example. I can then put a bucket here, which puts a bucket in this column, which by right shouldn't have anything spawn on there, but the block can become a bucket. And I can do that, creating a bucket in that position. So is that what I want? If that's the case, then that becomes a problem. Not if it were in this column, but in this column, then I kind of see, I do see an issue. Is that if that were to happen, which by the way, I only need 1 block for. No. So I can do that. I can do that. But I can't put a blob there because there's tiled ground there. I can put a red bean there, I guess. And the point of putting the red bean there is so that a horizontal bucket. Yeah, but we don't have a horizontal bucket. The main problem is the horizontal bucket. I'm wondering how that could even happen. Like, I could put a bucket here by like using the bucket here to blob here, but that bucket cannot ever get here because it can't be bounced backwards. It would make a bit of sense here, I would say, but it can't go there, and like even then I wouldn't know how to exert horizontal motion properly. I would need I can't even put a bucket here because then the line of sight is broken. Because I need to spawn a bucket here while you're rolling. So this needs to be not a bucket first. Then a bucket. Not a... It can't even be a blob because that would also block. And then we have the issue of the cloud. What does the cloud help me do? It might help me just simplify a setup so I can have a greater reach, I guess. Could 2 clouds do things for me? I don't know. It doesn't help me with the horizontal. Clouds don't move. And there's a bunch of barriers here which restrict the cloud's usefulness in this area. So clouds occur from outside. I feel like the cloud activating something here would be fairly interesting. This is the only thing I can tell that it would do. But no, it doesn't really make any sense. I can turn the blob into a roller, but I could just also have a roller here by rolling it upwards, you know. That's how I expect to do that. I don't need to create a roller because I can just put a roller there. Unless for some reason I need 2 rollers. In which case, I guess I could have a roller roll back this way and then hit a blob here. Then I have 2 rollers. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's possible. But why would I want 2 rollers? I cannot have... no, I can have 2 rollers if a blob turns into 1. But I can't kill anything, so extra rollers won't help. If a roller could die here, then yeah, I guess the problem would be solved, but it cannot. It needs to be a horizontal bucket. I'm actually very, very, very certain of that. Like, I'm like 98% certain it's a horizontal bucket. Puzzle title is indestructible. What does that mean? Maybe the cloud can help as a blocker. No, but if a cloud were a blocker here, the only thing it would do is it would help maintain a horizontal bucket. Nothing has yet helped me create one. Can't shove. I forget if... no, I'm pretty sure blobs don't have any inherent motion when turning into other monsters. Like when bombs explode, they don't inherit the momentum of the bomb. When hit by rollers, that is a good question. Let's check. I don't think they inherit the momentum of a roller. Yeah, they just stand there like they just they just look like a roller, I guess. Bomb buckets are the same. We've seen that. Clouds, they don't move at all anyway, so no, you cannot inherit motion in a blob. I'm thinking it's I can't put a blob there. There are like several issues with something here. You can't put a blob here. You can't spawn one, you can't put... I don't know if you can put one. I think it's impossible to put one here. Because I'll have to shove it from one of these 3 spots, which as you can see are all blocked because I can't stand there. So I don't think I can put a blob here. And the second issue is that... Oh well, the other way that you could have a blob here is by putting a beam there, but I can't activate it because of the barriers. Roller. I can put a roller here. Fascinatingly. Actually, is it possible? It might not be. It really might not be. Okay. Yeah, this one seems tough. Horizontal bucket. I really need to think of how to create a horizontal bucket. Unless for some reason it is not a horizontal bucket. It might not be actually. A horizontal bucket might be too easy of an idea. That could even be a red herring. Like it looks like you need a horizontal bucket, but there's some weird way to do it using only vertical buckets or something. Maybe. I don't know. I'll give it a couple more minutes. So when the timer hits about 40 minutes, I'll call it a day. Because I don't think I really spot any good ideas here right now. I haven't really extensively tried or intensively tried, but I don't see anything. So. I'm looking for what could be major hotspots for blobs. Like anywhere in here seems to be a pretty decent spot for blobs. This one is a very interesting spot. That one is almost designed to shove a blob in there. Although obviously that might not necessarily be the case. Maybe a roller could roll here into a bucket beam that's here, into a bucket here, blocked by something else, and I can roll the roller down. It will start moving this way. Oh, okay. Okay, I see something that could happen like that. So I need to make sure that a bucket can appear here. This needs to be a blocker, which could just be another roller. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 2 blobs now. I still don't yet see the point of the cloud, but it's okay. Okay, so 2 rollers will be on the opposing sides. So you're there. I gotta get you there to safe keep you as well. Okay. Then I need to... how do I put a bucket here? That's the issue. It's difficult to put a blob here, you know, on account of the fact that how in the world am I gonna get a blob there? And I can't really bucket 2 white beans in on account of the fact that I don't have 2 white beans. Or 4 white beans, because I need 4. I need to bucket 2 white beans and I need a bucket for that. I can bucket 1 white bean in. But then what? The cloud? How does a cloud work? I don't know how the cloud would work. Like, I just need a solid, non-moving... I need a non-moving bucket here. Straight up. Then the idea is that because the bucket's here, I can stand here and then, you know... I mean, there's some obvious clash right now, but... Assuming that was a bucket here, only you would start moving here and then that would cause... Okay, I think this is a good setup. I'm gonna save this as a bookmark. I'm just saying. This is a very good setup. I have a lot of space to work with all of this. I just don't have to... Yeah, I just can't step on the edges, which is fine. I need to get a stationary bucket here next. But I think that's going to be a problem for next episode. So yeah, I'm done thinking for today. See you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.